To understand opportunity lists, we're going to pretend a couple of things. First of all, we're going to pretend that you are Chris Huffman. And second, we're going to pretend that Chris Huffman is not the CEO of CH Gourmet Gifts. Sorry. But Chris Huffman is a salesperson at CH Gourmet Gifts. And the CEO or the sales manager has asked Chris for a list of everything that he's working on or closed. And what Chris needs to do now is to compile that list as quickly as possible. Well, if he's kept up with ACT and he's put the information in as he was working on the sales, then he can simply click on Opportunity List, and that list will be generated. Notice then that it has the contact name and company, the status, opportunity name, the stage that it's in, the product name, and the totals. We also have, if we scroll over, have the weighted total and the record manager, who is Chris Huffman. So we can, of course, click on the contact name to go into that contact and see more information about that contact. There's no magic there. If I go back into Opportunity List View, though, we can also do some other things with this list. One of the things that we could do is filter out the opportunities that we want. In other words, if what we want to know is what is in, say, the negotiation stage, and let's say this list was much longer. Let's say it had 50 or 100 in it. Then what we could do is we choose a process first under process stage. We choose a process of ACT sales cycle, and then what we want to know is just the negotiation stage. So I would knock out everything else. Could have clicked on none and then clicked on negotiation. Either way. You can click on all. Notice it fills them all in. If I click on none, it takes them all out. So I can click on negotiation, and notice then that we just have the one contact that is in negotiation stage. What if I said, what I want to know is what's in negotiation or commitment to buy or sales fulfillment? Then choose those, and that's what pops up. So then if the sales manager says, okay, but what I want to know now is what do you have coming into your pipeline? In other words, what do you have in initial communication and needs assessment? So I want to make sure what you've been doing here the last couple of weeks. Okay, and there it is. So as you see, it's very simple to create these lists for the sales manager. And of course, we can print these out. So we can get this information very quickly as long as we've been tracking it. We can also say, okay, well, what about probabilities? Let's go back to all on this. And then what I want to do is I want to say I want to have a probability. I want to see what has a probability greater than 40%. So once I say probability greater than 40%, press enter. It says, okay, well, here's all the stuff. Okay, because the status is closed 1. Obviously, that's going to be greater than 40%. What if I said I want to see the probability then of less than 40%? So I want to see what I'm working on that has less than a 40% chance of closing. And notice then that some of that was actually lost. So we can track by probability. We can track by the total of the value. If I said I wanted to see, for example, let's get out of this and click on all. And then what I want to do is I want to see that the value is greater than $250. I want to see everything I'm working on that's greater than $250. And notice then that nothing in the list now is less than $250. Okay, let's say I wanted to see everything that was greater than $1,000. Okay, that'll eliminate a lot that's in that list. So it's a great tool that we can use to track these opportunities as a salesperson and to be able to give this information to the sales manager. And from this tool, we can then create reports. We can create reports, we can create graphs, we can even export the information out to an Excel spreadsheet, and then if you know how to use pivot tables, and if your sales manager knows how to use pivot tables, then you can do even cooler things with it. So In our next section, we're going to take a look at the kind of reports that we can quickly create with this opportunity list information. That's next.